You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
It's time to spin round the rim. This is Desert Planet Discs. Star Wars music in a single file. Here are your hosts, Carl Bayless and Greg Robertson.
Following live broadcast is recommended by the Imperial Council in the belief that your commitment to remain upstanding citizens will be reinforced. It is required viewing for all members of the Imperial forces.
Time now for
Desert Planet Discs,
brought to viewers everywhere in the hope that our own lives may be uplifted by the comparison and enriched with the gratitude of relief. This transmission is unrehearsed and unedited, and is hereby begun without further comment as to its lack of moral value.
Feel the force. Feel the force. You were born for more than this. You've got a talent that's hidden deep within. It's time for your training to begin. You'll unleash your ability when you believe in its possibility. Your focus becomes reality. So feel the force flowing through the energy surrounding you. Concentrate, clear your mind. The power will be your ally. Feel the force. Feel the force. Life creates it, makes it grow. It's a balance of tension and time you can control. When you unlearn all you know, use your instincts, reaching out. 1,000 generations all live in you now, and you will do them all proud. Yeah! When you feel the force flowing through the energy surrounding you, concentrate, clear your mind. The power will be your ally. Feel the force. Feel the force. For knowledge and defense, and never for attack. The lessons will be passed, and I won't be the last to feel the force flowing through the energy surrounding you. Concentrate, clear your mind. The power will be your ally. Feel the force flowing through the energy surrounding you. Concentrate, clear your mind. The power will be your ally. Feel the force. Feel the force. You were born for more than this. You've got a talent that's hidden deep within.
Welcome, one and all, to this track 31 of Desert Planet Discs. And for those of you who've been with us for a while, you may realise that this is actually just gone 4th birthday. Yes, and playing the Ewok celebratory horn there, I think. And curiously, I am sporting an Ewok t-shirt. So there you go. It's almost like we planned it. Is my partner in crime for this this wonderful journey into Star Wars music, Mr. Greg Darth Elvis Robertson. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm very good, sir. How are you?
Yes. Getting there, I think, is the there's a phrase like British Rail.
Yeah,
who aren't getting there very often at the moment with all the strikes. But
no, the holiday seems like a distant memory, and I've been back at work for some time now, and it's lots of work, no play for me at the moment.
Yes. So since our last episode, as Greg says, he's been on holiday. So we'll find out a little bit more about that. But first off, opening the show for us this evening was our good friend Royish Good Looks with a track from his recently released acoustic edition EP called Feel the Force. So that's available on all the usual download sites and has been available to his Patreon subscribers for a little while longer, I believe. But do check it out and support Royish. This is his despite the many Star Wars songs he's released over the years, this is actually his first ever EP that he's put out. So,
we were.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
busy man.
Busy man. And these are all acoustic versions of some of the tracks he's put out over the last couple of years. That said, they're still really well produced and recorded, so definitely worth checking out. So, as we always say, please support the artists. Yeah, check out Royish, and if you haven't heard of him before, go and check out some of his videos on YouTube. There's lots of Star Wars parody stuff in there, but there's bits and bobs of other original songs and other stuff there, and he really good at creating earworms.
Indeed.
So yes, there we go. And of course, because we're feeling the Force, it would be remiss of us not to talk about something that's just around the corner. The launch of Ahsoka to Disney Plus.
Yes, very excited about this, and a late birthday present for me. Comes out on the 23rd.
Yes,
but, just missed my birthday, but come on, guys, get out my birthday next time.
Well,
but no,
I was going to say, have your birthday on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I might delay it.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you not have like two birthdays anyway? So you got like your Greg birthday and your Darth Elvis birthday, a bit like the Queen.
A little bit. I mean, it's Elvis week this week, so yeah.
There you go.
And that's not so much celebrating his birthday as opposed to the week that he passed. But anywho, yes, Ahsoka 2-episode premiere coming Wednesday, 23rd of September to Disney Plus. Very, very excited about this show, Rebel Season 5, aka Ahsoka. What are you hoping we're going to get in our first 2 episodes?
Well, because they've done so many, I say so many, there's about half a dozen different sort of trailers and TV spots. I would be quite surprised if there's much stuff in the first 2 episodes, or not in the first 2 episodes that have been in those 2 trailers, if that makes sense. So all the stuff that's been in the trailers appears in the first 2 episodes. I'm wondering whether the way in which they're dropping the 2 episodes as like a season premiere means that there is something a little bit like they did with
Andor season
Obi-Wan. No, with Obi-Wan, where there is that sort of pivotal scene at the end of episode 2. Now, whether that's the first time we see Thrawn in this, and that is because if you remember, that was the Anakin's actually alive, and it cut to Hayden in the back to tank sans Vader suit. So whether there's, that's going to be a sort of template almost of that, and that's where they're going to go in terms of the cliffhanger, if you like, at the end of the 2nd episode, or whether they introduce him earlier so that you've got a feel for who the players are ahead of that. I don't know, but I think a lot of what we've seen already in those trailers is going to be, you can tell a lot of that is scene setting. Yeah, I know the most recent TV spot. Sorry if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. We've seen the hologram of Hayden as Anakin, and almost sort of echoing again some of the Obi-Wan stuff, where you've got the dialogue almost of Anakin when he was training Ahsoka, and some of that side of things. So yeah, just generally looking forward to it. Ahsoka is one of those characters that, although the early iterations of the animated character did somewhat divide fandom, she's certainly become established as a fan favourite over the years. Just really looking forward to seeing how the story around her develops. As we've discussed many times, this is obviously building towards the Mando versus Assemble.
Yeah, very much so.
The predicted movie. As long as there's anybody still left at Lucasfilm and Disney to produce a movie,
or movies,
yes. So Endgame Part 1, Part 2. Possible. So it'd be interesting from that point of view to see how this story all sort of pulls together. But I think it is going to be a real sort of fan fest for fans of Rebels, of which I count myself as one. And I know that you're a dyed-in-the-wool Rebels fan. So,
absolutely.
What are your hopes?
I'm hoping we get the Ghost crew all together. Obviously, we know we're getting Sabine. We know we're getting Hera, Chopper. Ezra appears in the trailers as a hologram. They obviously introduced Zeb in Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah.
There's been no mention of him so far, but it would be great to see him pop up in the show as well. Obviously, Kanan's deed, so we're not going to see any Kanan. A voice, Force Ghost.
I'm going to say there is the possibility of,
or holocron.
Yeah, those sort of things. I think there is a possibility that they do some sort of callback.
I don't know if Freddy's maybe burned some bridges with these. He's had made some comments and stuff in the past about the Star Wars universe as it is now and stuff. So I'm excited to see the Ghost on screen. Live action Ghost. It's a classic ship. I rate it. I put it up there with the Falcon as a character in its own right.
Yeah.
Just awesome, and obviously some exciting news we'll come on to in a second.
Yeah.
Which I know a certain Mark Hamilton will be very excited, or is very excited about. But no, I can't wait. As we're recording this, it's less than a week away. Next time we put out an episode, we'll probably be halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Can't wait. It's been the one I've been looking forward to, I think, the most, being such a big Rebels fan. So
yeah. For me, I think when they initially announced all those sort of batches of shows, had we already had Mandalorian then? That very first Disney Plus thing where Kathy Kennedy came out and announced
a batch of shows,
a whole batch of things. I don't know if we'd had a
season of it. I can't quite remember, to be honest with you.
No, but
I think we had. I want to say she was announcing season 2, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but even so, it was like, Mandalorian. Well, because Mandalorian was there from the launch, wasn't it? Really?
Yes.
And that was. I think that was earlier in the year.
Was like an investors call thing, wasn't it?
And the investors call was in the November, I think. So,
right.
Great to see some of those shows and some news about some of those shows. So, Donald Glover and his brother. Oh, that rhymes. I should get into that songwriting, Lark. They're rumoured or have been announced to be working on scripts and things for the Lando show.
Nice.
And this and Acolyte were the two that really sort of piqued my interest. In fact, we must have had a season of Mando by the time that earnings call was done, because they announced Rangers of the New Republic, and that it was all about that was going to be an offshoot with Cara Dune and all that sort of, and Carson Teva and all those sort of things. And we all know how that panned out.
True. It was before, because then in season 2.
Yeah. There we go. Anyway,
speaking of the Ghost.
Speaking of ghosts, we're not going to be playing any of their music tonight, unfortunately.
Oh, come on. No. HasLab, we've got a Star Wars project that's got over the line.
Yay! Yes, well done, Hasbro.
Yeah. It's what we've been wanting.
Proof that they listen to us. Part 1. Stay tuned to find out what part 2 is. But that Hasbro listened to this show. We've been saying, and I know we had like Mark from Ash and various other people say. I think Santa said it as well, didn't he, on the Christmas episode?
Yeah, I think he said he'd like to see it after the blurg.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one of the stretch goals they haven't announced. No, he's yes, the announcement of the HasLab Ghost at San Diego Comic-Con, and at time of recording, they've passed the first stretch goal.
Oh, have they? I didn't notice that.
Wasn't that was 10,000, wasn't it?
I think it was 11,000. So they passed the goal to get it done, which was what, 8,000, I think.
Yeah, that went fairly quickly, especially given the the non-performance of the previous HasLabs.
Yeah,
certainly the Star Wars ones.
Currently sitting at 10,324 backers.
Okay.
22 days to go. And unlock number one being Ezra Bridger is due. I think it was 11,000. I'm just double checking now. Come on.
I thought it was 10. Hence my
11,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Get your exclusive Star Wars Rebels Vintage Collection carded figure, and then you get Kanan Jarrus at 14,000, and then you get Zeb at 17,000 backers.
So what do we think? It's going to rocket once the show debuts?
I reckon it'll definitely have a big impact on it.
Yeah.
I'd love to get in on it as well, but it's we'll see what happens in the next 20 days.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
I may jump on it. It's definitely one I would like, but space is an issue. And then, unless anyone wants to buy some children.
Oh, yeah. Can't you put them on eBay?
Buy it now. 99p opening.
brand new with tax.
Yeah, so I mean, the demonstrations and the videos you've seen of the Ghost, it's a beast. It's a big ship. They've gone to a lot of detail on it. But it comes with the Phantom, doesn't it, with Chopper in there, and obviously it comes with Hera as the figure that comes with it before stretch goals.
But not only that. I mean, the several things that's immediately stood out for it on it for me was first of all, despite a bit of scaremongering before the prices were announced, it's not actually stupidly priced. If you take into account some of the recent vintage collection Falcons that have been released, which is probably the nearest comparable product, then it's not too far fetched, and of course benchmark it against the Razor Crest as well. You know, people were expecting, or pessimistically expecting, something in the region of 700, even 800 quid. So for it to come in at the price point it has is refreshing. Still a lot of money, but
it's the same price as the Katana, wasn't it? The Java sail barge.
Yeah.
And I think the Razor Crest was more about, was it 300, 400?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was like 399, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, and the other thing that, hopefully if they do hit the multiple tiers, the card backs for those included figures are brilliant.
Yeah, they want you to build that mural, aren't they? That
which will be interesting, because as they've not announced all of the Ghost crew, does that mean that those card backs are going to be commercially available, or they're only going to release those card backs, or you're going to get variant card backs for argument's sake, Kanan's not been announced as a stretch goal. So do they release Kanan from that mural with that card back as a standalone vintage collection figure at some point in the future?
So the only one that's missing, if all the stretches happen,
Yeah.
the only one missing is Sabine. But Sabine's been announced, I think, as a Vintage Collection figure.
Oh, right, okay.
But I can't always remember if it's with that style card back or not.
Yeah. Although I suppose technically speaking, if she's painted it.
Yeah.
But hey ho. Yeah. Interesting. But of course, that wasn't the only thing at San Diego Comic-Con that our chums at Hasbro revealed. We got also being announced, and again, at time of recording, various of these have been put up for sale or pre-order. We had a Return of the Jedi retro collection multi-pack featuring an exclusive Mon Mothma.
Yes, very nice.
Which was very nice. Again, I've seen quite a few people moan a little bit about that because the rest of the figures were not the most enticing. I think there was a Chief Chirper, Imperial Guard, Scout Trooper, Rebel Commando.
I can tell you. Gamorrean Guard.
Yeah.
Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap!
Wicket. Emperor's Royal Guard. Mon Mothma. And Yakface.
Oh, right, okay.
Which might make some people happy because they won't have to pay hundreds of pounds for the vintage one. But at the same time, it obviously adds that issue that there'll be Yakfaces out there that, you obviously have to be careful you're not picking up a
reissued Yakface as opposed to a vintage.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
But there was also vintage collection announcements.
Ooh. So
we have Sabine announced with, I think it's a deluxe pack with a Loth Cat, Ahsoka, Pre Vizsla, Revan, Darth Revan, Thrawn, Imperial Officers.
Oh, that's one of those multi-pack things.
It's the multi-pack one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the one we're most excited about, the one that made us explode with excitement.
And is part 2 of the Hasbro must listen to this show.
Exactly. They must be listening to this show because they announced a Life Day Chewbacca with a holiday special style card with his Life Day robes on and his Life Day orb. Boom, 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 shake the room. I was the happiest man in the world, and if I don't get one of them...
You'll be the unhappiest man in the world.
I'll be the unhappiest man in the world.
Yeah. So hopefully that means that they have set the wheels in motion for the other thing that we've obviously mentioned, which was the Black Series Life Day Chewie.
Well, we need that, but we also need Akmina as well.
Of course, and that was the next thing. They've got the card design now with Star Wars Holiday Special, so...
Akmina.
It makes sense.
You listen to the show, you know it makes a lot of sense. Everyone loves B. Arthur. Everyone loves Akmina.
Yeah.
Make it so.
Exactly.
And we had some Black Series announcements. Do you want to
we
talk us through those?
We did. So you've got the Black Series Collector's Edition Ahsoka lightsabers.
Nice.
So, yes, those are always rather popular. We've also got, obviously, an Ahsoka, and a Sabine, Hera, R2-D2 from Mandalorian, and another Pre Vizsla. So Pre Vizsla appearing in both of those scales.
Ooh.
And that wasn't the end of the Black Series announcements, because, folks...
It should have been.
Yeah. Can you hear those sleigh bells in the distance? Yeah, it's that time of year. The middle of summer, when, of course, everybody announces their Christmas product, which actually, scarily, isn't far from the truth. I went to B&M or Home Bargains or one of those places the other day, and the seasonal aisle is now full of Christmas stuff.
They skipped Halloween altogether?
Skipped Halloween altogether and just got straight for Christmas. I was really, really, really surprised. But it's everybody's favourite Black Series, the Holiday Series. Way, Holiday Collection. Way. So this year we have a Holiday Edition Ewok.
Ooh.
A Mandalorian Scout.
Ooh.
A Holiday Purge Trooper which
Ooh.
I got to admit I do actually quite like the paint job on that, because it looks like he's got like almost like a Sergeant Pepper style red tunic on.
Get in the sea.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I won't be buying it, but I did quite like it. The holiday edition Jawa.
Ooh.
A holiday edition Snowtrooper.
Ooh.
From memory, that is the classic Snowtrooper, not sequel era.
Okay.
And a K2 security droid holiday edition.
Fantastic.
So yes.
Coming to a bargain bin near you, 2024.
That's it.
The holiday series.
That's it. And also announced, and I can't say I've seen anything about this series before, were a couple of figures, for want of a better description, under the banner of Droidables. And they're kind of very Funko Pop style versions of some of the droids. So I think so far they'd announced R2, Chopper, and of course BB-8.
With 20 plus sounds.
With 20 plus sounds.
Yeah.
Most of which are going to be beep boop.
And lights and sound effects.
Lights and sound effects. So there you go, folks.
About 4 inches in height, apparently.
So if you're struggling for things to buy the Star Wars fan in your life, there's plenty to be going at there.
Absolutely. And speaking of things to get people, something else which is coming very, very soon is the brand new album, Race the Night, by our good friends Ash. Fresh off #Cantina 2 earlier this year. They're going out on tour with the Subways on a sort of co-headline tour all around Europe. They released the first single from that, Race the Night, a couple of months back. The album's due on the 15th of September, and the tour takes place start at the end of September through October, November, and December. So shall we have a tune from that, and then
let's have a listen to that first single. So this
and then
is,
we could find out the tour dates after we come back.
We can. So this is as Greg already mentioned, the first track from our Ash's new album, Race the Night, which will be out on Fierce Panda Records, and this is the title track, Race the Night. Ash there with Race the Night from their new album out on September the 15th. And worth checking out the video because there is a bit of a Star Wars flavour to the video. The band are sporting in several of the scenes some rather familiar looking, shall we say, white, you could call them prison garb robes, I guess. Yeah. Echo a recent Star Wars TV show, but I'm sure any copyright infringement there is purely coincidental.
Absolutely. And another reason to watch it, it was directed by Jed Shepard, excellent writer-director, but also one of the organisers behind the excellent hashtag Cantina 1 and 2.
Yes, and it also has an executive producer credit from the other organiser, the third member of the triumvirate of Cantina organisers, the Martin Keeler.
Yay!
Yes, somehow he's got an executive producer credit on the Ash video. So there we go. I don't know whether he was making the tea or, just generally
tea.
Yeah,
tea.
Almost certainly. But so great to have Ash back and new music from Ash. And as Greg said, ahead of that, they're heading out on tour with the Subways across UK and Europe in October, November and December of this year. And the poster as well for the tour has a slightly Star Wars-y theme to it. So check that out. And we'll give you a rundown of the cities and the dates that they'll be playing. So keep an ear out for something that might be near you. But check out ashofficial.com or their Facebook page and be able to get all the venue and ticket details via there. But they'll be kicking off on September the 30th in the UK at Bexhill-on-Sea.
And then they'll be playing Bristol on the 1st of October.
Nottingham on the 3rd of October.
You'll see me in Glasgow on the 4th of October.
Leeds on the 5th of October.
Man Newcastle on the 7th.
Be heading across to Dublin on the 9th.
And then they'll be at the 10th of October in Manchester.
God blimey, Mary Poppins, I'll be in London, innit? On the 11th.
November 19th, Utrecht. Hope I'm pronouncing that right.
And on the 20th, they'll be heading into Germany in Hettingen, Frankfurt.
And then the 21st, they're going to be in Cologne.
23rd, Hanover.
24th, Malmo.
25th, Copenhagen.
27th, Oslo.
28th, Stockholm.
30th, Berlin.
And then they head into December. On the 1st of December, they'll be in Dresden.
2nd of December, it'll be Prague calling.
Yeah, it just feel a little bit Eurovision, this, doesn't it?
A little bit. Let's just get over with.
4th, they'll be heading to Graz.
On the 6th of December, my true love gave to me tickets for Ash in Zurich.
7th, my daughter's birthday, they'll be in Munich.
The 8th, it's not my daughter's birthday, I don't have one, but they're going to be in Stuttgart.
On the 10th, they'll be sorting out the sprouts in Brussels.
And finishing off the tour on the 11th of December in Paris.
Ooh la la!
Ooh la la, sacre bleu, monsieur.
Indeed. So, yes, if you could make any sense of any of those, well done. And if you can't, then, as I say, head over to Ash's Facebook page or Ash Official, or indeed the Subway's website and Facebook pages, and you'll find all the details on those and where they'll be.
They're also doing some in-store appearances as well.
They are.
You'll find that on the website. They're doing acoustic sets and signings.
Acoustic sets and Q&A sort of things at small independent record stores, certainly in the UK. So check those out as well.
Get yourself down there, girl.
Yeah. So, obviously, anybody who's been to see Ash will know that our good friend and chum, Mr. Hamilton, is party to a low-slung bass on stage. And I think he needs to be getting in touch with a recent discovery of mine, courtesy of one of the rehearsal studios that I go to that also has a music shop attached to it, and that is Buckle Down Guitar Straps. They have been for a while producing licensed belts for keeping your trousers up, but they've branched out now into guitar straps. So there was me happily mooching along to one of my many rehearsals, and lo and behold, up on the wall was this rather lovely display of guitar straps. Obviously, because it's very difficult to write tunes on drums, I do own several guitars, and it's particularly taken by the Chewbacca bandolier. But there's there's loads of designs, not just Star Wars. There's Harry Potter,
Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel. There's some Muppets ones. There's a really, really cool animal one, which I'm almost tempted to go and get as well. But I picked up the Chewbacca bandolier. So, and they are really, really, really good quality. Definitely no chance of your beloved guitar falling and bouncing off the floor. They're really, really sturdy and really nice quality woven. It's almost like car seatbelt material. Really, really nice. Say they've recently hit a lot of the independent music shops in the UK. They may well also be available in some of the larger chain music shops, but as we always say, if you can support your independents, do so. I think they retail for around about the £20-25 mark. Yeah.
But yeah, recommended. And Mark, if you're listening, get in touch with them and see if they'll send you a few to advertise on tour. and if they do, my commission rates are very reasonable.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of touring, I'm just back from a little tour.
Indeed you are.
Not a gigging tour, I'm still frozen in carbonite. But I was on a holiday with my family, and we went to visit Philadelphia. I went in Philadelphia, obviously going to see the Philadelphia Phillies play, which I did, and fell in love with baseball. But no, good timing. The Disney 100 exhibition started in Philadelphia, and I took the family to see that. So it was very, very good. Small section on Star Wars, but the exhibition as a whole, I would highly recommend, especially if you're a fan of Disney in general. From the early classic shorts, they had the little knickknacks and material and artwork from, going way back before Steamboat Willie.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. Props from Mary Poppins and maquettes.
That's the actual Mary Poppins, not episode 8.
Yeah, well, exactly, yes. No, all very good. I would, but the greatest episode, let me say, Last Jedi, brilliant. Really good. As I said, the Star Wars part is quite small in general, but there's some very, very nice artifacts in there to get a look at, as well as Marvel. And there's a really cool kind of music section as well. The reason to bring it up, it's coming soon to London. Starting on the 13th of October at the London Excel, you can go to see the Disney 100 exhibition there. I certainly would highly recommend it. As with anything Disney, you have to exit through the gift shop. So
I was just about to ask you. So, what was the gift shop / merch opportunities like?
Well, as you're going through, they've got some quite cool sort of posters breaking up the areas. And if you want to see some pictures from my journey to Disney 100, you can check out fanthatracks.com, our Instagram page and Facebook, which shared some of them on our socials. Yeah, they had posters, T-shirts, hoodies, caps, badges, key rings, and, which brings us nicely onto our next topic, they had the Skywalker Saga bedsheet Roosevelt shirts for sale at the exhibition, which is one shirt I don't actually own. So I was very tempted to buy it, but Disney had added a little premium on top of the usual Roosevelt's costs. So instead of your $70, £55 mark, they were $85 in the Disney 100 exhibition. So I left it alone, which is probably wise because
there's another another Roosevelt's drop happening.
Yeah.
At the time of recording.
In an hour and 15 minutes.
In an hour and 15 minutes, indeed. So, yeah.
I'll be dropping off if we haven't.
Yeah, if we haven't finished recording, there'll be a slight pause.
There'll be an abrupt ending, I think.
Yes. So, San Diego Comic-Con, as we've already mentioned, Hasbro detailed a lot of new product, but so did Roosevelt's, and alongside the usual convention-only exclusives,
which were awesome.
Which were very awesome. There was 4 shirts. So there was one called Dagobah Drip, which was a kind of all-over Yoda Dagobah print, obviously. The extremely awesome Mythosaur Roper.
Yeah.
So like a sort of grey colour with the Mythosaur skulls on the shoulder pauldrons, which is very, very nice.
Nice red colour.
Yeah. One called Figure It Out, which from a distance just looks like a sort of like coloured blocks. But as you get up closer, it's the cardback colour blocks, and then some of them actually have the figures printed on them. So bit of a variation on a theme, because I think they do one as a convention exclusive before called Toy Box, that was like a collection of, like, it was just like loads of vintage figures
all over it. Yeah.
So sort of variation on that theme. So that one's quite nice. And then the Sunday exclusive, which is very awesome.
This party's over.
Yeah, the party's over. It's a black shirt featuring Mace Windu down the left-hand side of the shirt, and the inside of it is purple. It's like, oh, could it be more awesome?
If you wear that, you're going to look like a bad MF.
Yeah.
But as Carl rightly mentioned, tonight, which obviously when this goes out will be a few days ago.
So they'll all be sold out. Because Greg's bought them all.
Quite possibly. I just reorganised my wardrobe. Got new coat hangers to hang all my Roosevelt shirts, and the wife wasn't too pleased with how many shirts were in there.
Yes.
She counted them, so yeah.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
Yeah.
Yes. So they debuted the range at San Diego and had some first chance to buy sort of thing, limited stock of it's been called something like Tano Tuesday or something, hasn't it?
Tano Tuesday. Yeah.
So they're all kind of linked into the upcoming Ahsoka show. So they had a Thrawn reversible bomber jacket. So the one side sort of blue with the badge with the salamander thingies, which I can't remember what they're called. And then you flip it inside out, and you've got a lovely white Grand Admiral Thrawn Imperial Officer's uniform, replete with the badge. Only problem with that is it's white. But hey, yes, white bomber jackets, never a good idea.
Yeah. Then you've got Tenacious Toguruta, which is a nice Vader battling Ahsoka image.
All over print, sort of.
All over print, bad boy.
Yeah, you've got the rather excellent Summer Snips, which is probably the least Star Warsy of the lot. It's just kind of like a typical Hawaiian shirt, just with sort of flashes of orange and then the blue and white. So yeah, that's one of those that it's kind of like, if you're in the know, you're in the know. Yeah. So your average non-Star Wars fan punter, it's going to be, oh, that's just a bit of a loud shirt.
Love it. Then you've got Pew Pew with your favourite TIE fighters on there.
Yeah.
This next one I love. What's the next one?
The next one, depends. Right. Oh, yes, sorry. Next one is called You're All Clear. Now...
Kid.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yes. The perils of wrapped around text. Yeah, You're All Clear, kid. So this is an all-over print again. And unless I'm very much mistaken, it looks like it's the poster that was included with the original soundtrack back in '77. So the vinyl edition of the soundtrack came originally with a big pull-out poster of the battle around the Death Star, and that looks to be a rendering of that. So that's very cool, because obviously that poster is very, very hard to get hold of. I was going to say very, very hard to get rid of. No, it's very, very hard to get hold of.
And then we've got From a Certain Point of View, which has got, it's quite hard to tell in the image I've seen, but it's blue and red scenes from the movie, I think. Sorry, I was going to say, and then my other favourite, Carl.
Yes, rounding out the collection, and this could well be winging its way not only to the Grey Star but also to Shay Mooncat, is the Bo-Katan Roper. So, as with all the Roper shirts, plain colour body, in this case the sort of blue, and then white shoulder pauldrons with the Night Owl logo sort of split across the left and right shoulder. But I have seen an image of the back, and it's got the whole logo across the back shoulders.
It's very cool. I mean, I have to say the Ropers are definitely some of my favourite shirts that the Roosevelts do. Most recent one I got was the Indiana Jones Roper. Yes,
I've seen photographs of you sporting that very shirt.
Yeah, I love it. And I've got the earlier, the Mando one was the first Star Wars one they did, which I got as well.
Was it Warm or Cold?
Yeah, I guess that's a good called.
Yeah.
Stunning work as always.
Yes.
Roosevelt's team.
Yes. So.
And thanks for making me skint once again.
Yeah. Never good, but
I bought 3 when I was in the States. 3 when I was in America, and a pair of sunglasses. So
and some Golden Girls slippers.
Oh yeah, but they're not made by Roosevelts. You know, they need to get on the Golden Girls. Need to get that under their belts as well. I need some Golden Girls.
They do. They do.
Yeah, talking Golden Girls slippers.
Talking Golden Girls slippers, indeed.
Well, speaking of America, I did get. I'm trying to think. I only bought one Star Wars thing, I think, on my trip.
Oh.
And it's something I've had my eye on for a long time. It ties back to Life Day Chewie. It's the Star Wars Wookiee storybook.
Oh, and if it ties back to Life Day Chewie, does that mean that all the stories like start off?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Itchy looks quite normal in the book. That was my biggest concern.
Oh.
He doesn't look quite as sleazy and dirty in the book.
Yeah. Updating him for a more family-friendly audience.
Speaking of America, though, I did visit a Hallmark store, which is why I came away with lots of Golden Girls stuff.
No.
And their collection of Star Wars Christmas decorations this year are off the hook. The one I really wanted was sold out, which is probably a good thing because it was like $65 for a Christmas decoration. Is the Han Solo carbonite scene from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
And you see, you have Han at the top.
Yeah.
The doors open below him and he goes down, music playing, and then up comes Han and carbonite. It's like,
oh, very cool.
Very cool. They did have a talking Jabba the Hutt one as well, but I got a Golden Girls decoration.
Han me boogie.
And I got an Indiana Jones videotape decoration. But if you're a fan of Hallmark's Christmas stuff, go and check that out as well. That's sprung in my mind as I was talking about purchases. But
there we go.
You got anything since we last?
Other than my guitar strap, I don't think I have. I got a new cam belt on my car, which is probably why I haven't got anything else. And and hopefully, all being well, we should be able to procure a Roosevelt or two later.
Yes, indeed.
He says, with everything crossed.
If I don't succeed, I might not be okay.
No, but somebody will presumably ask if you are okay. Like our next musical act, which is a recent discovery. I think you found this one, didn't you?
I did indeed, and it's funny because this is one that's been in my head for a while as a possibility of a tune, and I've gone from what they've gone with and Poe Dameron, but no. This is the most obvious one to do.
Of course.
It's in the song already.
It is indeed. This is Retrospexx, who Greg found on YouTube, with their parody stroke reworking of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. And as soon as I've said that, anybody who knows the song knows exactly where it's going. This is called Sith Criminal. Annie, are you okay?
She was captured, you discover by a bunch of scumbags. You wanna kick them in the bum bags. Got the village late kid, couldn't save her, so she broke it. So you went into a rampage, calling them all regardless of age. Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Cause I don't think that you're okay. I know you've been since your mom died. You didn't have to to the dark side, Annie. You got a bit more pretentious to wanna become a Sith apprentice. Then I became Mr. Windu, getting him thrown out the window. Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You've been duped by a Sith criminal. So you strode into the temple, the Jedi ordered to disassemble. You found the younglings in the dorm room, they were struck down, it was their doom. Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Say, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, you're not okay. It's pretty clear now that you're not okay. I think you may have gone too far now, and now you're headed to Mr. Far now, Annie. Look, I know we can't find you. You wanted to talk, but what did you do? You thought you'd jump in for the takedown, you fucking dumbass, you had the high ground. Annie, you're not okay. Say, Annie, you're not okay. You're not okay, Annie. You've been hit by, you've been struck by your bro Kenobi now.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy us and not join them!
Annie, are you okay? You really don't look like you're okay. Why did you try to be the big man? Cause you hacked off your legs now, Annie. And you're laying on the floor now. And the lover, it's getting closer. Set it fire to your stumps now. Looks like you've been in a toaster. Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? Kenobi was just like your father. Yet he struck you like a pinata, Annie. Then he told you that he loved you. Once it's your skin turned to fondue. Now think of his payback later. When you return as a Vader.
Hi, this is Andy Seacombe, otherwise known as Watto, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
And that was Retrospexx on YouTube with Sith Criminal. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Now,
there we go.
This next topic of conversation might offend some of our listeners, so I apologize in advance and to the powers that be, the leadership team I apologise in advance for my colleague. Please don't take us off the air. We want to go until at least our 5th anniversary.
Yes.
We're at our 4th. Come on. I don't know if I can forgive him for this, but Carl, what do you want to talk about next?
Well,
that's enough on that subject.
Yeah, that's enough on that.
Coming soon to PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. No. So, consumer of many different franchises as I am, I have, over the last couple of years, been enjoying the output of Paramount Plus, namely one of their
Henry Danger.
One of the recent additions to the Star Trek universe.
Jackets.
Yeah, the Star Trek universe, Strange New Worlds, which is, for anybody that doesn't know about it, is kind of like a prequel to the original series and sort of exploring some of that timeline with some familiar characters, but obviously as younger versions of themselves. And on the whole, it's been very, very entertaining, very tongue-in-cheek in places, and really embracing the sort of humour elements of the original 60s and 70s Star Trek show. So, to really, really put the cat amongst the pigeons, in the latest series, they've had a musical episode. Think along the lines of the Buffy show where they did, I think, was it called Once More with Feeling?
Once More with Feeling, yeah.
So they had like a musical episode. Trying to think, there was an episode for younger listeners of a show called Moonlighting, featuring Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd back in the 80s. They did a musical episode of that once, which was very good. And so they really, really sort of put themselves out there on a limb on this one. And certainly both critical and fan response that I've seen so far have widely accepted it and said, yeah, it's brilliant. And that got me thinking, could we ever see something like that in the Star Wars universe?
No. Next subject. We talked about this off earlier on, and I said no, but now, because we've mentioned this a few times on the show today, and there was a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yeah.
Would they ever do a Star Wars holiday special 2? And that would be more of a musical vibe, because obviously you had like our buddy B singing in the cantina.
Yeah.
You had like Chewie and Itchy watching his Pornhub musical.
And you'd got the
Jefferson
you've got Jefferson Starship doing Light the Night on Fire.
Leia singing,
yes. Okay, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it.
Yeah, so it's not. It wouldn't be totally weird for that to happen.
No.
I don't think it'd be right to do it. But I would quite enjoy a special too.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things, and it just kind of got me thinking about why they can do such a thing. And indeed, one of the other shows they've got is an animated show called Lower Decks, which is, think Star Wars. Oh, Robot Chicken.
Detours.
Yeah, the Robot Chicken kind of episodes and things like that. It's very quite irreverent in places, and that kind of got me thinking as well about, you know, this is clearly it's on its 3rd series or something now, and I think the 4th's due sometime later this year. So it's one of those things that you see another franchise like that taking the kind of risks that we would like to see. For me, the immediate parallel for that would be Star Wars Detours, which we know there are, 4 seasons of, if you make them 15 episodes a season, depending how long they are, of course. They said they've got 60 episodes, but if they're 5-minute shorts or whatever, then who knows? But yeah, it just got me thinking that, these things are obviously being tried, and indeed the guys at Paramount are being rightly lauded for taking these kind of risks and them working. And all our differences aside with the Trekkies, they're an equally unforgiving fan base when they want to be, as the Star Wars fans are. So, why is this working for them in their universe, and it wouldn't necessarily work? Or is certainly being deemed by the powers that be that are sitting on stuff like detours that it's not something they want to do. It's giving you alternative. It is actually branching out into those other audiences that you perhaps that there will be fans of musicals that like this episode of Star Trek because it's like a mini musical. It's an hour-long musical. They might not care about the rest of Star Trek, but this episode just encapsulates it all. The fact that some of the cast are ex-Broadway or West End musical actors helps greatly, because they obviously carry certainly some of the bigger numbers and can actually sing. So, that's one of the things that I think is more luck than judgment.
The only way I can see that happening in the Star Wars universe is if they did similar to Star Wars Visions. It's not a canonical story. It's just something set in the Star Wars universe. It just happens to be a musical. And
like we said, the last season of Visions, you started to see, with my favourite episode, I Am Your Mother, the branch sort of started to dip their toe into that. Let's try and do something comedic in the Star Wars universe. Yes, there's still an underlying story of family and everything else, but it really does start to push it out there of they're quite clearly lampooning Wedge quite a bit in it. Whether it's in inverted commas canonical or whether they are just stories, as you say, in the universe, who knows. But
the other way I could see it happening is if Disney Plus send lots of money to myself and the Max Rebo standalone TV series that we've spoken about for 4 years now.
That's it. And to be fair, they did it in season 1 of Visions as well with Tatooine Rhapsody.
Indeed, yeah.
Although, again, flipping that around a bit, that didn't get necessarily the best reception because the music was deemed to be a bit odd to be in universe because it was kind of pop punk
stuff. Yeah.
But as you get in our everyday lives, you've got your instrumental jazz kind of acts alongside your pop punk bands and your Michael Bublé singing with the Foo Fighters. And
who hasn't sung with the Foo Fighters?
Who haven't the Foo Fighters sung with? Or Dave Grohl, rather.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm now even more disappointed that following Glastonbury that Dave Grohl didn't show up at Cantina.
Yeah. I'm disappointed you never turned up as the new drummer from the Foo Fighters. You're in every other band.
No. So, although, going back to Glastonbury, there was a definite Star Wars flavour to one of the performers.
Oh.
Anybody that has seen any of the Glastonbury footage, there was a very good band who I'd not heard of previously, and the singer ended up guesting with Elton John as part of his Legends closing set. Jack Dolusk of the Gabriels set. There is a picture which I believe I shared with you, Greg, of him on stage wearing a kilt and what can only be described as a Sith robe.
Right, okay.
So clearly he was expressing at Glastonbury on the pyramid stage his love of Darth Elvis.
Sounds about right.
That's what I'm taking from that. He's obviously...
He wants Darth Elvis at Glastonbury, so do I.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to defrost him quick and book him.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
come on, Evis.
They have, there was all that rumour straight after this year's Glastonbury that, everybody thought Taylor Swift was going to headline the the Sunday night slot, and then she went and inconsiderately booked in another gig in Ireland. So put the kibosh on that. But so that Sunday night Legends slot is open. Who else could you book for a Legends slot?
I'm available.
Putting it out there.
I'm available.
We're putting it out there. Yeah. We're putting it out there.
Taylor Swift, I did manage to get tickets to see her in Edinburgh. So.
Ooh. Well done, you.
And the Hives in Glasgow. So 2024 is shaping up to be very good already.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Anywho, I diverge. So can we agree never to talk about Star Trek on a Star Wars podcast again, please?
Yes.
I will allow discussions around The Last Starfighter, because it's a Star franchise of one.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Save the Trek for the schoolyard.
Okay, right. That's me told off. So back to the other Star franchise that we normally talk about, Star Wars. Some very good news, well, particularly for myself, and I would believe also yourself as well, Greg.
No. I've completed it. I'm done.
Ooh.
I'm a PS5 man.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. So, for those of us that haven't upgraded to PS5 or an Xbox, whatever it is, the latest Xbox thing is, you will have... No, Microsoft, sorry, consoles.
What's his name? Xbox Gates, that's probably what it's called.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they when they recently released Jedi Survivor came out. I think I made mention on a previous episode. I was very disappointed to find out that Jedi Survivor wasn't being released on the older generation consoles. So it was only PS5 and Xbox stuck in your brain. But good news.
Come closer, I have good news.
Yes, clearly Greg and his PS5 loving chums are in the minority, and EA have decided that they've not made enough money from the PS5 fraternity and are porting across the recent Jedi Survivor game, so the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, to PS4 and Xbox One. So I'll get to play it! Yay!
I'm hoping to do the same for, what was that VR game that came out? It's come out for the VR2, Tales from Galaxy's Edge or something.
Yeah.
Ogre's Cantina thing.
Yeah.
It came out for the VR2 on PlayStation, but not the VR1, which is what I've got. So get it out on VR1, please.
Yeah. But, so the good news is they've announced it. The bad news is there's no details on when. So, who knows? Maybe, fingers crossed in time for Christmas.
That makes sense.
But, I can only assume that they'd either got a date to hit, and so getting it out on the latest generation consoles was their primary focus, or they're lacking in sales, shall we say, to the newer console converts, and therefore are looking at us last gen people to buffer the profit margins on it and get in and get purchasing. So yes, as soon as we hear any more, you'll hear me cartwheeling around the studio and going, I get to play Jedi Survivor, la 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 la, and things like that.
I'll try not to spoil the ending for you.
They all die. which is actually a running joke in my my team at work, because one of the guys had been to see Rogue One and just blurted it out in the team meeting. I'd gone to a midnight showing, obviously, and
lucky.
Yeah, and and had the day off the day after to go and see it again, and he'd gone to a midnight showing but went into work, and my boss said, "Oh, what was it like?" He said, "Oh, it's all right, it's a good story, but they all die at the end." Like, whoa, spoilers!
Hey, if you don't remember, it was spoiled at Star Wars Celebration earlier that same year.
Yes.
When you announced on stage.
After I die. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anywho, sadly brings us to the end of another show, doesn't it?
It does. The time has simply flown by. So, thank you for joining us, as ever.
Yes, thank you very much, everybody. And we're going to leave you with, I think this is the one you discovered on the YouTube channel.
Was it me? I thought it was you.
It might have been me.
I was just going to say, I thought it was you. One of us found this on YouTube.
Yes, I'll make a Jedi out of you yet, Mr. Bayless.
Oh, see what you've done there.
Yeah, this is a Star Wars Disney Mulan parody. I'll make a Jedi out of you. Written by the Clarkson twins, with Yoda performed by Jonathan Oakley, Luke performed by Gabriel Brown, and Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Jedi Chorus Max Perryment. Jedi Chorus Katie Galt and Emperor Palpatine
Paul Clarkson.
With the orchestral arrangement by Samuel Kim Music, who we've played on the show.
Yes.
Before.
We have. So, this is Star Wars Disney, I'll Make a Jedi Out of You, Mulan parody. Available on YouTube. Check it out. And all that remains is for us to say, travel well. It's a hot down from me.
And it's a hot down from him.
Hot dang. Dang.
Trained at Mon Calamari Opera School, Yoda was. Bet you didn't know that, Skywalker. Let's get down to business to defeat the Sith. To complete your training is my only wish. You're the oldest Padawan I've had, but you can bet before we're through, I will make a Jedi out of you. Feel the Force around you, me the rock, the tree. If you choose the dark path, it rules your destiny. You must confront Vader and his Emperor with the Force as your ally. Only then will you be a Jedi. Judge me by my size, do you?
Kinda think I'm someone's brother. Your father's midichlorian count was off the scale. That boy was our last hope.
No, he's not. There is another.
I don't believe it.
That is why you fail.
A Jedi.
You must be swift as the flying X-Wing, with no attachments to slow your course. We are the last of the Jedi Order. I'll help you take down the dark side of the Force. Twilight is upon me, and the Sith still thrive. Find what I have taught you, or you must survive. Do or do not. There is no try. My only quest before I die is to train the last of the Jedi.
I must be swift as the flying X-Wing. I know attachments won't slow my course. Now I'm the last of the Jedi Order. It's time to take down the dark side of the Force.
Thanks for listening to Desert Planet Discs. If you want to stay part of the action and up to date on all the latest Star Wars news, check out the Fantha Tracks app via the App Store on your mobile device.
You can contact us via email at radio@fanthatracks.com. Comment, like and share on any of our social media feeds at Fantha Tracks, and be sure to subscribe. Leave a review, preferably a 5-star one, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher or smart speaker of choice.
Don't forget to head to fanthatracks.com/radio, home of Fantha Tracks Radio, and follow us on our social media feeds at Fantha Tracks, and bookmark fanthatracks.com for all the latest in Star Wars news.
Coming up next on Fantha Tracks Radio, it's Making Tracks.
Back soon, I'll be waiting.